Hi, good afternoon. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, but I can't see
Yes.
you. Is there something on the camera?
Oh, wait.
Oh, hi, how are you?
Hi, yeah, I'm good. Yeah.
Great. Hi, Jasmine. Both of you are wearing your mask. You're in
Yeah,
office?
I'm in the office, yes.
Yeah, yeah, good, good. I saw you, Jasmine. I was in a restaurant too when you walked past me earlier on.
Oh, sorry.
No. Okay. I understand. First of all, a big welcome, an official welcome to UOW Malaysia KDU. Okay. It's nice to see you and okay, I can actually hear some. Okay, yeah, thank you, Kang Xiang. I believe the noise is coming from your colleagues. So, Jasmine is from the business school. All right. What about you, Kang Xiang?
I'm in computing.
Computing. All right, all right, all right. So you are in computing, and Jasmine is in from business school. Eventually, I believe both of you are in different campuses. Han Xiang is in Penang. Jasmine, you are in UG. But it is good that eventually you all can meet and then work with projects and whatever together. That is how we are trying to grow our institution in such that all of us are regarded as one, and not are we regarded as Penang or are we regarded as UG. Okay. Now, today, if for the next roughly, I will take an hour and a half. Okay, we should end roughly around 2:30, plus minus a little bit. I understand Kang Xiang has a class. Okay, so we need to try to work as much as possible. Today's session is actually a very important session. This session is actually a session that gives you an understanding of UOW Malaysia KDU. Good, can you hear me? Good. Yeah, it gives you an idea of UOW Malaysia KDU, how we started. History is very important. History builds on where we are today, and also what we learn in history. We hope the mistakes that we made, we hope we don't make the same mistakes again. That is how important history is. That is why sometimes when our students say, why belajar sejarah? Why do we need to study history? History is already gone and forgotten. It is gone, but it is never forgotten because it is what we are today. Okay, so today's session on what I'm going to do is more of a welcome to UOW Malaysia KDU. It is a welcome to who we are and how we are today. Okay, we are today in 2022 UOW Malaysia KDU because of something that started in 1983. Okay, in 1983 something started, and that is how we grew to today. And what started in 1983 built us, our character, our uniqueness, what makes us special to who we are today. So today's session is storytelling. It's very much storytelling. Okay, and I find that very important because later, as I explained to you, a lot of parents will still ask you, when you do, you need to do counseling, right? Education, fair counseling. So a parent may ask you, Kan Xiang, you last time KDU, right? Then you must say, what, yes or no? Yes, we are last time KDU. Hey, last time KDU, I heard you guys were under Paramount. How are now? You cannot say, don't know. Okay? Parents still know us as KDU. Let me tell you that. They still know us as KDU. They still know Paramount. Okay? Paramount used to be our own. I'm going to talk about it a little bit, so it's important for us to understand. Okay? So, this series that you're in today is one. It's called the ACiD trip. Now, Accelerated Introduction to Teaching, Research, and Pedagogy. This is introduction to all new staff that join us, okay, regardless. I haven't been doing this for a long time. You know why? We hardly had new staff in the past 2 years. Okay, so 2 of you are here. Very good. Congratulations in a way. And I'm happy to do this session back with you all. Okay, now I'm going to start. So what we are going to look at here is welcome to our institution. What is the objective of this ACiD trip? Expectations of a KDU lecture. Now, I'm going to use KDU as an abbreviation for UOW Malaysia KDU. It's too long. Okay, it's too long. I just say KDU. When I say KDU, it means us. I cannot use the word UOW. The UOW means Australia. Okay. What to expect for students of today? All right. Like, let me ask you. I know Jasmine has taught before. She has been teaching for quite a few years. What about you, Han Xiang? Have you taught before?
I was a trainer and also teaching assistant.
RM2.
RM2?
No,
okay.
I was a trainer in a certification for and also some of the teaching assistant during my degree.
Very good. So you were a trainer and you actually taught before. But I'm going to talk a little bit about students of today. Students of today are quite unique. I think for
so get boss letak dalam apa? Put on the table depan Texas chicken.
All of us can hear you. It is my guy. Sorry, it is my guy. Hazim is the one that's talking. Okay, so basically, students of today are quite unique. There are quite a bit of differences, expectations, and also the way that they behave. So the way that they perceive things is very different compared to our time. I can safely say for with many of you, during my time when we used to do research in the early 90s, we go to this place called library, you know. Library is a physical place. You go and look for this thing called books. All right, you take a book, you read, you look into the bibliographies, checks, you look into the table of content to know where you are. And before we do that, we learn the method of searching in the library. How many of you have done that? Go to library, you know that little cards, check. You tell the students today, they won't know. They know this thing called an international global virtual library called Google. The problem with Google is the perception. Whatever they read, there's a general assumption that everything is true and correct, which actually it may not be. So this is what we call students of today. So we as educators, now we are met with a very unique situation, you know, a unique situation where data and verification of data is something that is not done in a proper manner. Verification of data is critical. In academia, you know, Kan Xiang and Jasmine, in academia, not everything you hear, you say, you believe, you need to justify. That is called the verification. It's called the bukti or evidence. But now, what has happened in this current generation is the acceptance is what you call face value, lock, stock, barrel. Students read, they think it is true. I'm not talking about fake news or whatever. I'm talking about even literature. So that is where, when we look into us as teachers today and how we tackle this situation, we need to look at things more holistically. We cannot, in a way, assume students will behave as how we are. You know, many of us may not be that young. I think Kan Xiang may be young, Jasmine may be young, but I may not be in that same category lah. Okay. All right. I have been teaching for maybe, Jasmine, you've been teaching for quite a few years, I know. I definitely know about that. Okay, I've been teaching since 98. Okay, so this is like what, 98? So roughly around 24 years lah. Okay, are we in the same ball game, Jasmine? Are we in the same field? No. You more or less?
Less.
Less, a bit less, a lot less.
18 years.
So anyway,
18 years.
Sorry?
18.
15. Very good, see? So, Kan Xiang, maybe your perception and the way we see things can be a little bit different. So, we have seen the traditional to where it is today. So, we need to understand how students perceive and how do we ensure that students, at the end of the day, will benefit from what their role is. What is their role? To gain and to create knowledge. So, at the current stage, diploma level is to gain knowledge. Degree level to gain and to apply knowledge. Master's, PhD to gain, apply, and create knowledge. So you see, that is what is expected. So now we are here. What is our role? Our role are facilitators. Facilitators is not cikgu. Cikgu, sometimes we call them sifu, teacher, 老师. That one is like the person that speaks truth. That's the one that creates rule. That's what teacher is. But now our role is not like that, you know. Our role is this thing role called facilitator. Facilitator means student to achieve their goal. This is what students need to achieve. We are there to help them. We don't guarantee them. Guarantee and help is different. Don't guarantee anything. All right, we help them to achieve their goal. So if they terpesong, they go out a little bit, we push them back in again. That is our role. That is why students of today is something very unique. Then what is expected from you? I will tell you as staff what is expected and how will you be assessed. So we are going to talk a little bit about KPIs and so on. That is quite important. We want to know what is this KPI. You want to know when like for you speak to Dr. Lim. Dr. Lim, what is my expectation? What am I supposed to do? Correct, Kan Xiang? This is what am I supposed to do? She must have sit you down already, right? Not what you're supposed to do and so on and so on. So you also need to know whether you achieve or not. 1 year, 12 months. So when they give you a goal to achieve for 12 months, you need to know periodically whether you are on track. If you're not on track, you want to know where you are right or you're wrong. Always visualize you like a student and the lecturer is your head giving you feedback of an assignment. See that? When students give you assignment, you mark, you give feedback. Why good, why no good? Why is that feedback important? So that they can improve or better themselves. You are also the same. Anytime you have a roadblock or challenges, you go to your head of school. Where are you? Are you okay? What are the challenges? Then they will guide you back again. They will guide you. That is the role. So what is expected of you and how you be assessed are critical elements. Okay? All right? On track? So this is what our next 1.5 hours is going to be. It's a lot of storytelling. I got a lot of stories to tell you one. Okay? So, objective, this ACiD trip is to serve as an induction program for new lecturers, introducing them to fundamentals in teaching and learning. When we say here new lecturers, it's not people who have not taught, but new to KDU, because all are different. You may have taught in Sunway for 10 years, but when you come to KDU, expectations are different. That is how things are seen, how the culture is, and so on. To integrate teaching and learning with research, this is something that we want to inculcate in all our colleagues. How can we not only do we deliver knowledge, not only do we encourage students to learn, but we want students to encourage to develop knowledge. How can we help them to develop that knowledge? How can we develop our knowledge? How can we work with our colleagues to develop knowledge? Okay, so this is what we are looking at. And then, of course, to compel research and pedagogical deliverables from lecturers. So we want to compel this aspect of research and deliverables so that we can get the best out of it. When you deliver to the students. We are doing what we do is called sending a message to students when we teach. How can we better that? How can we better that? Okay, many a times think that when we deliver, we think that we are the best because knowledge is in our mind. I understand how it's done. So I tell students, but the message that is sent over to the student, when it goes in, the comprehension may be different. Like I always tell my trainees, in your mind, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. You tell the story, the receiver receives it as Cinderella. Something is wrong. So somewhere terpesong already. So this is where it's called pedagogical deliverables. We have this general perception. We are the all knowledgeable. We have all the knowledge, which is true. You guys are experts. I cannot doubt it. Jasmine is expert in her field. Kan Xiang, you are expert in your field. Correct, right? That's why we hired you. Don't tell me we make a mistake, huh? No, all right. But being expert in this field is no aspect compared to your ability to be able to ensure students understand the concept and theories. That is what is important. Okay. You all right, Jasmine? Siapa tu? Brian, ask him to wait first. Very important. If no fail, fail have to resit. Today, fail, resit, do again. Okay, so as I was saying, you guys are knowledgeable, you guys are subject expert. I'm not going to question that. Your knowledge is there, but what is important is the ability to transfer this knowledge to the student at their level. Your level is high. You are maybe MQF level 8, tahap 8. Okay, 7 or 8, masters, doctorate, PhD. Students, diploma, tahap 4, degree, tahap 6. Don't deliver level 8 to level 6, they die. Okay, so you need to make sure it is equal, it reaches their level over there. But what is important is they must be able to absorb, they must be able to get. So that is your role, okay? And of course, to encourage interdepartmental sharing and facilitation. We want to encourage sharing between lecturers. Okay, so that is what it is. So when you look into who to attend, mainly new lecturers, and also at many times, sometimes head of schools will also send their existing lecturer who many years already forgot the stories and forgot the theories and concept, they will attend again. Okay. Now, so this year, for the past actually, the last time we had this was in 2020. That was how many years new lecturers came in. Previously, there were 7 sessions. So we have done a bit of revision. Why have we done revision? Because a lot of these sessions are actually conducted in our training. So you have the welcome, we have building online course successfully, Edu 4.0, pre-delivery checklist, online assessment, and proposal writing, which is on research. So you will see here, the most of it here is on pedagogical aspect, the delivery, writing exams, and so on. All right, how do you control a class? Okay, sometimes you see, controlling a class is important also. You go to class, if the class control you, you are screwed lah. All right, so you need to make sure you're able to control. But and always remember, guys, respect is not forced by to the students. It is gained from the students. So you need to gain the respect by proving them knowledge. Always remember, first day you go into class, first week, students are also testing. Students' mind, they'll say, who is this Mr. Wong? Who is this Professor Wong? I don't know him. I want to test whether he all talk only or got brain one. Students are the same. Seriously. So they are testing you. So you need to prove that you have the ability and knowledge. Once you have proven to them your ability and knowledge, then respect is earned. Once respect is earned, my friend, you got no headache already. They will come to your class on time. They will want to stay in your class. Why? Because when you gain their respect, they feel that they can gain something from you. They know that if I go to your class, I will gain knowledge. So I will be there on time. No student want to fail. Let me tell you that. No student pay money to do a program and purposely say, I want to fail. No, they want to do. But why do some students fail? Is factors. These are called factors. Factors can be intrinsic or extrinsic. Intrinsic factors are student itself. Maybe slow to learn, hard to learn, tak boleh baca, baca pun slow. Extrinsic factors can be like parents, external factors, and so on. So we need to understand that students are in this environment that sometimes are not favorable to them, you know. You understand? Sometimes not favorable. You study at home if you got 5 brothers and sisters. You try to study at home virtually. Very difficult. You threw your work, somebody kacau you, and so on, right? Not. So there are environments over there. So these are the things that demotivate them. So when we look into this general concept over here, we as teachers, we want to make sure that we can, in a way, create an environment that is conducive for this student. Okay, we cannot change their factors, parents, family, we cannot change, but we want to make it as conducive as possible for them in our context. Okay, so that is our role. I'm not asking you to be Superman or Wonder Woman, cannot. We need to draw our line, but our role is there. Our role is there. I'm not trying to stress you out, but that is how it is. Okay. And of course, research, proposal writing, grant, journals, and so on. We want to encourage. We are in the pathway, very, very close, ready to be a full university. All right, especially in UG. Eventually, Penang will also follow suit. And one key aspect is on research in components. So that is something we want to encourage on the research components over there. So if you guys are very much into it, I strongly encourage you to apply for internal grants, start working on it, and try to find collaborators to work on your projects that you have very much into lah. Okay. So now let's look into it. I'm going to talk a little bit about Paramount. Have you heard about Paramount? Yes. Okay. Okay, you heard about Paramount. So important, Paramount is a property developer in Malaysia. Paramount actually started off this thing called KDU in 1983. All right. So it started off in KDU, and the first campus was in Damansara Jaya in Selangor. Okay. So first campus. Now, why? Because during that time, our CEO, big boss, his name is Dato' Teo. He has this thing about giving back to society. So one thing that he wanted to look into was education. Education during that time was not accessible to many people because people needed to go overseas to do their degree if you did not manage to go to government institutions. So he was thinking there could be an avenue to encourage people who cannot go overseas but cannot go local. So how? So that is where private education was his goal for private education. All right. Okay. Now this guy, Dato' Teo, he's in a way a person who really cares for society. I have met him numerous times during our work, and I can see that he is a person that's very sincere. All right. Sad to say, last year he left us lah. All right. For those of you who may not know, He left us last year due to complications, medical complications. All right. So Paramount education. I'm going to jump a little bit. So under Paramount education, this is tradition. I still use the old logo. We had KDU College. We had KDU University College, KDU College, KDU Penang. I'm going to stop there and explain to you. KDU College started in Damansara Jaya. What happened is KDU College grew, and eventually in 2010, especially Jasmine, you must know this, 2010, it was upgraded to a university college. Once you upgrade to a university college, you got no more college license. So KDU acquired the college license. Sometimes parents will ask, hey, you guys college or university college, what is the difference? So that was the story lah, okay? Penang, Kian Sing will ask me, what about Penang? Penang last time was college mah. Penang College upgraded to university college, but they didn't get another license. Because they didn't acquire another license, Penang got no college. So Penang got college or not? No. Where is our college? One, over in Selangor. Okay, so that is it. So both our college license was upgraded to university college, and we acquired another college license. Now the college is in Glen Marie. It is no more in Damansara Jaya. Damansara Jaya no more. It's now in Glen Marie. Okay. Okay. Normal questions parents ask, what happened to that building over there? I don't know. We give back to Paramount. When I go counseling, parents always ask me, because that building has been there for so many years, since 1983. A lot of the locals know about it. So they always start the conversation by this, you know, oh, the one by the highway, oh, the one in SS2. You see? So that is how normally parents will start the conversation. All right. Penang is also the same. Your campus now over in Penang, Kan Sing, it's not the first campus. Before that, it was at the Padang, you know. Before that, it was at the near the Padang area lah. You know that not? You must know. Ayo, Dato', you must know. Parents will ask one. You know how parents start conversation or not? This is called small talk. You know what is small talk, right? Small talk, hey, talk about your history and so on. So you need to know about how your company started. Okay? All right. So that was how it is. So now it is about now. Currently, Penang also have the Batu Kawan campus. All right. The Batu Kawan campus is you know where Batu Kawan is? Have you been there, Kian Sing? Kan Siang? Have you been to Batu Kawan campus?
Yeah. I have one day need to have
one day.
over there.
So you know lah, that place is beautiful, but a bit like a ghost town lah. Okay, so that's the Batu Kawan campus. Now, Batu Kawan campus is very beautiful, purposely built. Eventually, the commitment is to be a university. All right. Okay, so that is how it is. Under Paramount during that time also started to cabang with Sri KDU, primary, secondary school, international school, and they also look into rail education. Rail education is for preschool. So you look at KDU, previously, KDU got preschool, I circle here, 0 to 6 years old. You know, budak kecil, 0 to 6 years old. Secondary, primary and secondary school, 7 to 16 or 18. And tertiary education, everything. So we have the full shebang. Semua ada. Your kid born, you can put them in rail education. After that, they go to Sri KDU. After that, they go to KDU. That was the idea, the whole pathway. Okay? However, change in management principles. Not wrong. Business change, right? Not. The change in principles have seen the release and let go of many of these aspects. So what happened is, I'll talk about the change later slowly. 1983, KDU started. It was called College Damansara Utama. We were the first institute to look into overseas twinning and also American degree transfer program. We were the first American degree transfer program. And we were the first private institution have a purpose-built campus. Purpose-built campus. The building is still there. For those of you who go past Damansara, you see the building is still there. Beautiful, but empty, wasted. Okay. Then we grew in 1991. Kang Siang, don't forget, 1991, Penang campus started. Penang campus started, and currently it is at your current campus. Then in 2010, we became University College, the one in Selangor University College. And then we went to our new campus. This current campus here is only 2015, 7 years ago. All right. Then the big change in 2019, we became UOW Malaysia KDU. What happened is UOW, University of Wollongong, is a public university over in Australia. They were looking to expand, and they have this thing called Global Enterprises. Heard of this, right? UOWGE. Global Enterprises is a company of UOW that manages their international properties, international institutions. So we have in Dubai, we have in Hong Kong, and now we have it in Malaysia. So they acquired the operational stake in Malaysia. Okay, they acquired operational stake in Malaysia. The percentage differs from college and UC, but the total management is them. The building is not them. Building is still Paramount. Building is still Paramount. So you may ask, did they buy the building? No, building is still Paramount. So that is like leasing lah. I manage and so on. But Paramount still has a stake in UOW Malaysia KDU. They have a stake, a percentage, small lah. Previously 100%, now much less lah, because they sold the controlling stake already. Understand? So parents may ask, are you still under Paramount? Got or not? Got stake. Paramount still got, because parents like to hear that there's still Malaysian company, that still, so got stake lah. We still got a stake in it. Okay. So that is how we became UOW Malaysia KDU. Okay. Any questions so far on this part? A bit on the history, can Okay.
Will they ask like how many percent or anything like that?
Normally no lah. Normally they won't ask. We just say got percent, not controlling stake lah, not controlling. So if you look into the directorship, got 5 of them, director for UOW Malaysia. 2 of them are Paramount. 2 of them are Paramount, but 3 will be UOW. So not controlling lah, but they have inside lah. Okay. So now, who are the people in UOW Malaysia? Who are UOW Malaysia KDU and also UOW General Enterprises? Now, this lady, Marissa Mastriani, she is the Group CEO of UOWGE, Global Enterprises. So remember I told you UOW Australia University, they have UOWGE as a sub-company, okay? Okay? Why do they have it sub? Why is it not under UOW? Because in Australia, public university cannot just open branches all around the world, cannot. So it is like we have to create a sub-company to do that lah. Understand? Okay, so she is our group CEO, the big boss lah. In other words lah, the big boss that overlooks the whole UOWGE. Okay, understand? Okay, so she is the one. Okay, now, so our CEO reports to her lah. Now, on our side, Paramount side, and also Malaysia, this gentleman, Michael Yam Kong Choi, you must know this gentleman. He is our chancellor. He is the highest academic power, not operation. Operation VC lah, of course. But the chancellor, he is our chancellor. Our chancellor is not Australia. Chancellor is him. He is our chancellor. UOW Malaysia KDU chancellor. Okay. All right. Now, we also have Mr. Jeffrey over here. He's the Group CEO of Paramount Corporation Berhad. So when you look into the company, GE percentage, then also we have Paramount. He is the big boss lah. All right. So he has a say. But this gentleman over here, he is our chancellor. Now, I do not need to explain to you. In university, chancellor is like the face. The one that do the work is the vice chancellor. And the DVC, correct, right? You understand, right? So this guy is the face, and then the DVC and the VC are the one that running the show. Okay, so next slide you will know Jennifer Ng. Jennifer, you will see her on and off. She is the group CEO. She is the CEO of Asia and also CEO of UOW Malaysia KDU. Okay, she is UOW Malaysia KDU punya CEO. All right. This is the chancellor, and but this one is group CEO of all UOW GE. Okay, so Jennifer is our CEO for Penang and for Selangor. Then we have these people. Now, Prof. Hugh, Vice Chancellor for Glenmarie. KL, and then Prof. Chong, Vice Chancellor for Penang. Kan Xiang, your big boss here. Jasmine, you know this one. Okay, now, Prof. Horn is the Deputy Vice Chancellor Academic. She looks DVC, she does the academic part. But do you know she's also the principal of KDU College? You know KDU College, eh? Remember we talked KDU College? So KDU College got no Vice Chancellor, ma. How many of you can tell me why got no Vice Chancellor one or Deputy Vice Chancellor? College, ma. College got principal only. College got no chancellery. College. UC got lah. College don't have. Okay? College don't go Senate one, you know. Don't go for Senate meeting, ma. So she is also actually the principal of the college. Okay? So she is the DVC of all academic matters for Penang and also for Glenmarie. Okay? Penang and Glenmarie, she pao sai. So sometimes you see her in Penang also. Okay? Doing all this work. Okay? Academic part. Then we have Mr. Shamker. He's the DVC for administration. Okay, administration side, academic side. Why is it so unique? Because we are a teaching establishment. We are not a kedai runcit. Because we are a teaching establishment, it is very important on academic. So we need one person just to look at academic matters. Okay. Okay. So now under them will be the heads. All right. Over in Penang, we have Dr. Yap, Dr. Lim, Dr. Sim. Then we have Dr. Gomesh, Magesh, and Michelle, and so on. And over here we have Brian, Lou, Cindy, Siva, and whatnot. So these are the heads. These are the heads. Heads look into the school or department. All right. Now, certain in UG we call them schools. School of business. All right. All right. So we have head of department, head of school. Over in Penang, some of them are still regarded as head of department and not head of school. It's a difference in terminologies. Okay, eventually that's going to be streamlined as it goes along lah. Okay, all right. Understand, guys? Understand? You may ask because you all do cross teaching, ma. How come Penang different, one here different? Slowly lah. Dulu kita run everything separate. Now it's like from separate to come in together. It takes time lah. It takes time to blend in because certain of the principles over the year has been different. Okay. Now, we UOW Malaysia KDU, what we always say is a name that is very well established. The name KDU is very, very strong in Malaysia. Let me tell you this. KDU in 1983 we became an institution. We were one of the first boys to be offered university college. Before Taylor's, before Sunway, everything, we were one of the first to be offered university college. Okay, but during that time, Paramount said, don't want, we want to stay college. Because the rule, if you all know, is from college to university college, then from university college to university, how long do they give you? 5 years. And when you become a university college, you cannot offer franchise program. Remember? So during that time, the market in Malaysia, we study, people see one franchise. They see Malaysia degree, they see foreign degree better. Okay? So that is the perception. So during that time, management decided, the one, we still stay college. But what happened is we saw a lot of the other competitor even become university college, also offer franchise program. So it was like, how come? So you see, the regulation was not strict. And because it is not strict, the market was already very confused. You say you are college. Taylor's, example, became university college. University college is higher than college. Must be better lah, because your name better ma. So eventually we wanted to be university college, but we were a bit slower. Okay, not because we didn't get offer. Earlier on, the market was different. So the decision was different. But then eventually we had to do because the perception of the market, the perception was university is actually higher, definitely. But the regulation to not allow foreign programs in university college was not strict. So that was what has actually happened. Okay, so just to tell you, this is nothing to hide. We were one of the first to be offered. Just to tell you that. So because some people may ask, KDU 1983 already started. How come now still University College? What happened? Why so slow? Something must be wrong. No, that was the market during that time. Okay, all right. Okay. Now, so when we look at our establishment, of course, these are the things that we always shout, staff by experts, blah, 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 and so on. I just want to put it here. I believe these are all true if we believe in it, we ourselves. If we feel that we are experts and we do the right thing, then that is what is important. Because at the end of the day, what is important for us is not how nice our building is, It's not how good our lecturers are. We can have the best qualified lecturers, best or whatever, but if the student output cannot find job, we are useless. That is the goal. The goal, what is the goal here? The goal is at the end of the day, student boleh cari kerja in their field. Correct, right? Not how handsome, how young, how nice the building, how cheap the cost, how nice the car park, nothing. It's whether students can find job or not. So sometimes it is important for us to reflect on that, We reflect on that. We are who we are. What are we doing for the student to make sure that the student achieves that? That is critical. That should always be the paramount goal. Hint, paramount. Okay, I'm going to use that. The paramount goal for all of us, is students achieving job. That is why when I do my OBE training, I always tell my guys, you know what is critical? PEO, Don't look at your PLO, CLO, or whatever. If your PEO is not accurate, program educational objective, okay, don't waste your time. All right, it's because some of them, they run their program, they're running it very well, teachers very good, students happy, but the program never reviewed for 10 years. So whatever was developed in the program was 10 years ago. Student come out, cannot find job. It's like, it's like Kan Xiang, is like still teaching the student SQL, sequential query language, which is something that I don't think computing school teach anymore already, right? That is like 30 years ago already, right? Okay, it's like you're still teaching something which is no more relevant. Okay, so we can be the best, but what is important is students graduating, students finding job. Student can find job, you have done a good job. Student cannot find job, something is wrong. Okay, so next. So what is our vision and mission? To us, to ensure that our students are able to find job and so on, there must be certain expectation from us. Okay, like at times we have to understand that we are not competing with the Cambridges and the Berkeleys and the Oxfords and so on. We have to be realistic. Where do we actually stand? Do we want to be there? Yes. Is it realistic for us to say that we are there? No, definitely not. Okay, so we want to be a leading global education provider delivering transformative student experiences in Malaysia and the region. So what do we want to give? We want to be a leading global education provider to provide education, delivering transformative students experiences. Transformative students experiences means we want students to come here, not only learn the knowledge, but be a holistic student that has different aspects. So we encourage students to join clubs and societies. We encourage students to do more than what is required in just the program. That is called transformative students experiences. Why do we put that? If you see the numerous reports that come out from Financial Times, Economist, and so on, you will find that knowledge of technical knowledge, the word technical knowledge means knowledge that you graduate from, like example, business, computing, and so on, will normally be not in the first 5 ranked importance of employer. Employer will say things such as, like, what is the first 5 things? 1, ability to work with others, tolerance, being able to adapt to situations, and so on, you see now. Then maybe number 6 or 7, they may only say technical skill. Technical skill means your own skill. So this is what we understand. Okay, education institutions normally focus on technical skill. Because you join a degree in computing, you learn computing, right or not? True, we are not saying you don't learn computing, but we are looking at delivering transformative students' experiences. We want students to be holistic, full, to be polite, to say please, thank you, and I'm sorry. We want students to be able to adapt to new societies. We want students to be able to, like, even when COVID attacks, we will know what to do, how to adapt their job, their aspects to it. Now, you see, Is it easy? No. We want students to do this. Are our teachers ready? That is the big question. You want students to do, we need to guide, right or not? So are we ready to do that? That is where we are changing. Okay, we are adapting lah. We are adapting to that lah. Okay, you get what I'm trying to say? Why? Because KDU, we used to be a traditional teaching institution. There's a teaching institution, research institution, blended institution. You all know, right? Coming from essential. Teaching institution means untuk mengajar. Student come, you learn, you go out. Research institution means research is emphasized. Blended is something critical. When you hire for a teaching institution, who do you hire? Cikgu lah. Betul. When you hire a teaching institution, you hire cikgu. But now, the market, the demand, PEO states that we do not want students that only can have A. We want students to be able to do all of these things. So cikgu sahaja tak cukup, not enough. So we need a blended kind. So can we fire the staff? Can we just say, cikgu, kita tak nak, we want, cannot fire. So we need to do what? Training lah. We need to change lah. You see, people like Jasmine and Kan Xiang, you are different. Maybe you guys are the younger breed lah, Jasmine, sorry, not young breed, younger, that come in, can take the challenge. But don't forget, there's some of the others who have been here for many years. Okay, so evolution takes time a little bit. Okay, remember the concept? Freeze, defreezing, melting, put in the mold, freeze it back. So you want a block of ice, square, you want to make it round, you can take a chisel and you hit. What's going to happen? It's not going to be nice, right or not? So you melt it, you put it in a mold, then you freeze it back again, then it'll be a nice ball. So we are in the process now, all right? It takes time, but we cannot take any more time. We cannot take any more time. We cannot wait any longer. Okay, so education today is different. It's very challenging, you know. Changing demand for the employer change, student need to change because the employer change. For student to change, who needs to change? We need to change. This is why this vision is critical. This vision came when UOW came in. All right. Next, our mission. Vision is big picture. Mission is current. This particular the how we do it. How do we do this? We collaborate with local and global communities to deliver quality teaching, learning, and research, nurturing global learners with truly international outlook. True. We now work with our GE partners. Let me tell you, yesterday, Dr. Hon and myself, we just had a meeting with Wilma, GE. We are going to host, end of this year, the UOW Global Enterprises Collaborative Conference in Penang. End of this year, November. So Kan Xiang, I hope you still stay with us so that you can participate in this. And Jasmine, keep your calendars free. We shall go to Penang. All right. This is what we are doing. All right. Because we are looking, this is how we do. We do global collaboration. So we want to bring people in to do presentations and so on. This is what we are doing. All right. Now, so that is our vision and mission. Any questions? Ya, ini kena penting. You all come to this company, you need to know this. This is our mission and vision. Okay? Boleh ya? Good. This is called formative feedback. You all know formative feedback, right? Formative feedback is feedback from the audience to better the lesson. So I'm looking at facial expression, I'm looking at nodding at heads. That is feedback. Now, to drive our vision and mission, we have this thing called core values. Core values are values that we have accepted and we have implemented to all our staff. And they are integrity, courage, collaboration, passion, excellence, and innovation. Every UOW, GE, and UOW staff, UOW, everybody will need to follow these core values. So whatever you do, ask yourself, is this the correct thing to do when you're marking papers? Is this the correct thing to do? If a student deserves it, they deserve it. If the student don't deserve it, they don't deserve it. You see, this is called integrity. Passion, going out, all out. Okay, certain students, Jasmine, you teach them once, they understand. Certain students, you explain to them 3 times, they still don't understand. Correct, right? You all know, right? So sometimes I always look at it this way. The problem, this is the student. This little box is the student. We try this way, 3 times don't work. Try another way. That is called passion. That is called passion, going all out. You do this way, don't work. You take a piece of paper, you draw for the student. Draw. Maybe drawing works. Who knows? Now see, this is what it means, going out. Going all out in your own accord to ensure that students benefit. This is called the passion. Passion not only with the students, but with your colleagues. Help your colleagues. If your colleagues find that there is certain challenges that they have, no need to wait for them to already sink, tenggelam, sudah mau mati, then only you pull their hand. You see what I'm trying to say? If you see, especially some of you are in managerial positions and so on, maybe you may be a program leader, a ADH or whatever, you may sometimes see some of your colleagues suffering, drowning already, lebih so mati. Don't let them drown. Go and offer. Don't let them wait. Sometimes they do not know how to ask. Not because they do not need help, they do not know how to ask. Go, offer, help. Kan Siang, if your boss needs help, don't wait. Oh, my boss, dare not ask. No need. Go and assist. You need help or not? I see you are drowning. You are drowning. When the boss drowns, they make mistakes. When they make mistakes, everybody in the department suffer. Okay? And I can tell you, you're under Dr. Lim, right? She's very passionate. She's very passionate. Okay? She has very strong passion. I can tell you that. Okay? Now, excellence and innovation and collaboration. I just want to stress on those two. For me, I practice, I'm a strong believer of integrity. I find we must do the right thing. We must do things that at the end of the day, you go back, you tidur, you can sleep, Don't do things, you go back, you tidur, your eye open, Why? Ayo, betul ke salah, betul ke salah, betul ke salah. Jangan. Make sure you do the right thing. Okay? All right? Now, I want to tell you this. This is us. Kita, core values for us as staff. Student, these are the what you call UOW Malaysia KDU graduate attributes. I know it's a bit small. I've actually extracted it from the website because I couldn't find any nicer ones. All our students, when they graduate, these are their graduate attributes. They must have these attributes. There are 6 of it. Creative, critical thinking and problem-solving ability, entrepreneurial spirit, global mindset, intellectual competency, professional acumen, and effective communication skill. You heard what I said, right? You will see that this is similar to the 5 clusters of the MQF, which we create the program learning outcome. So if you see our program learning outcome, you understand, PLO, when you develop a program, you start with PEO, then you create PLO. PLO must be based on the 5 clusters. The 5 clusters is actually the 11 subcluster, correct, right? Okay, so if you look at the 5 cluster that is from the MQF, it is sama dengan our graduate attributes. So what I'm trying to say is this. These graduate attributes is from Australia, same university graduate attributes. And our MQF cluster sama. Words a little bit different, but it's the same. Entrepreneurship, global mindset, professionalism, intellectual competency. Intellectual means knowledge and cognitive skill, So it's actually the same. It's the same. Okay, so always remember, guys. Now I want to stress this, very important. There's 6 here, right? I'm using this 6 here. Don't only concentrate on creative thinking and intellectual competency. Most of our teachers do that. You know why? It's the easiest to evaluate. You want to evaluate intellectual competency and critical thinking and problem solving. How do you do, Kan Siang? What do you do? What method do you do?
By the test and assignment.
Hello? Exam and test. Clever boy. Very good. Kan Siang, brilliant. You've gone through a lot of OBE already. Yes, very good. Okay, so correct. Easy. You do test, you do exam, you do all of those things. All right. Now, That too, we concentrate a lot, you know. In class, when you teach, you are teaching for the exam right now. You want students to score A, so you teach for the exam. Correct? But under the graduate attributes and like the 5 cluster, creative thinking and intellectual competency is only 2 dari 6. Lagi 4 tu very important, we don't concentrate so much. Why? Why? Can anybody tell me? Jasmine, why do we not concentrate so much on like professionalism lah and so on? Why? Why do you think there is lack of emphasis in us at times to evaluate professionalism, communication, and so on? We concentrate so much on critical thinking, intellectual exams, and so on. Why? What do you think, Jasmine?
I think one of the ways because not easy to measure.
Betul. It is not easy to measure. It is very difficult to measure. And also because parents want to see what? Whether my son can talk in class or whether my son got A. Parents got A mah. All right. But what does the employer tell us? What does the world tell us? The world tells us that critical thinking and knowledge is only 2 important things. The other 4 are very important also. But why are we not concentrating? This is what I want to emphasize. We as teachers, as educators, as facilitators, as UOW educators, our goal is not only these 2, and it is now the biggest challenge to convert the mind of our staff to tell them that, hey, you mustn't forget about professionalism. You mustn't forget about ethics in student. They don't. Why? Because for them, if my class 100% pass and 60% got A, my boss will pat me on the back. Good job. Baik. You see? And but the student go out, tak boleh cari kerja. Why? Can only do exam. No ethics, no communication, and so on. So we need to look at it now from a different angle. We have very good graduate attributes. As I said, this comes from the 5 clusters. So I bet you your program learning outcome got things such as like ethical behavior, leadership skill, everything got ma. So I want you all now to take the challenge to make sure that not only do you teach your students on knowledge and creative thinking, but look at your PLOs and your CLOs properly. How do we develop students in other aspects? Because that is the reality. That is the reality that what employers want. We want people to be able to communicate intrapersonal skills, communication skills, and so on. Personal skills and intrapersonal skills are different. Personal skills means seorang intrapersonal is working with people. Some people can have very good communication skills, but very bad personal skills. They cannot talk to people and they can talk to themselves, but they cannot, in a way, they cannot work with people. Okay, so this is what our graduate attributes are. So I am now, over the past few months, because this one came in not long ago, I am now in the process to convert the mindset of our colleagues. So far, it is working. Slowly, the schools are grasping the idea that not only do we encourage knowledge and comprehension, practical skill, but we are here also to develop students to be good human beings. Okay? Good human beings, orang yang got value. We do not want A student and go rob bank. We don't want that. We want good students, okay, that also know about society, about people, about respect, and so on. Those key values, those are what you call graduate attributes. So at the end of the day, when students graduate, this is what they must get. Okay, right. Faham, understand? Okay. So help me to spread the word to all of your colleagues. This has been communicated to all already, but sometimes people tend to forget lah. All right, normal human behavior. Okay. So there are various schools in KDU. So the various schools, that's what we have taught. We have from engineering, business, hospitality, communication, computing, and so on, and it goes on. It's a matter of just going to the website and click. There's everything over there. Just recently, we have acquired the Ramsay Sime Darby medical faculty. but this is the nursing faculty, sorry, nursing faculty. So we have more on the nursing side, and they should be joining us in UG very soon. So Penang, we already got nursing, right? School of Nursing. So now in UG, we also will have a School of Nursing, and it's going to be run under the same boss, Magesh. Okay, so it will be run under here. So that is how, so we are growing. So we as an institution, yes, I know last year and the year before our numbers were down. Our student numbers were down last year and the year before due to the COVID. Pretty bad, huh? Pretty bad. Okay, but with the amount of investment and where we are going, we will still stay strong. We will still stay strong. We will go through. However, effort needs to be put in to make sure that our product will continue to grow lah. Guys, don't forget, don't doubt, don't in any way for us kid ourselves that this is not a business. This is a business. This is a business. We are running a business. And like running any business, if something doesn't sell and there is a cost to it, what do? You get rid of it. So if there's a program that is not selling, numbers are low, and you are teaching that program, and at the end of the day, management decides that we would like to phase out the program, please accept the fact. It happens. Okay, it happens because we are not a charity. Please understand, we are not a charity. We still need to survive. Okay. So you are new to KDU and my job as a lecturer. All right. This is just to cover a little bit. So there's always both ends to it. The more I think, the more confused I get. Some people may be new, but both of you are not new. You know about teaching. I have actually spoken to people who have been first time teaching, after many years in the industry coming to teach, so they are not sure what to do, all right? Or you could be the expert, you are the other person over here. I think most of you here could be the expert, all right? Now, there are certain key things that, of course, these are the key roles that needs to be done, all right? It is not limited to this, but these are the key ones. You need to prepare your own course, all right? Your own subject, The word course is subject, because MQA uses the word course. Then you need to deliver preparation and assessment of assignments. You do that. You do preparation of final examination, marking, final assigning final grade, moderation, research or supervise a project, mentoring of students, and so on. So this is actually one cycle, and there is always CQI, continuous quality improvement. Don't worry if this semester you do something that you find it's not effective. Next semester you change lah. No problem one. Okay, no problem. It does happen. You let's say you teach marketing. After teaching for 2 semesters, you found that the industry is changing and you want to recommend change in your topics. No problem. Speak with your head. Sit down and do a program review. Every year you must do program review. Must do. Remind your boss. Gabriel say must do. Some of them tend to forget. Doesn't mean you change everything every year, but every cycle means three years for degree or 2 years for diploma. There should be significant change. Always remember that, when you must do program review. Why? Why is this important? Because market changes, demand of the employer changes. Because it changes, you need to make sure your program is also kept abreast with what the industry is changing. Okay, that is called program review. Understand? Every year too. Okay. Questions on that? You understand what program review, guys? So that is your role. Okay, and then what you all should look into lah. Okay. Now, so also it is important for us. I put this statement. This statement is a little bit old because recent statistics I don't have a very accurate one. As of beginning of 2018, so this is around 4 years old, which is on the verge of being obsolete. There are almost 467 private education providers in Malaysia. We are talking about now, we are UOWMKDU 1. There is more than 467. Consider MCO and so on, let's make it 450. Right, 450. So this is a very crowded field. Let me explain to you something. Every year in Malaysia, we have roughly 500,000 SPM graduates. Plus this and that, so on, we are talking about maybe 600,000 graduates, our main market. And of that, we need to understand, you need to break down the demographics. Who are our main target? Who are our main target? Our main target, if you're looking into the non-boomy market, is actually quite small. All right? It's actually quite small. So you need to understand, private organized institutions like us, foreign market is getting very slow. We target mainly the non-boomy market. So we are looking at a set population of roughly 30% of what SPM students are coming out. So if you take roughly around 30% of 500,000, we're talking about 150,000. Are we saying all of them want tertiary education? No. Half of them won't do tertiary education. So that is 75,000. Of that 75,000, how many of them will go? Some of them will go overseas, some of them will stay, difference and so on. And if you do a simple division, you will see that the market is very, very crowded. Very, very crowded. So what do we need to do? We need to either one, grow the market or leave the market and so on. So if we want to grow our target, we need to look at the Bumi market also. So that is what we are doing. But Penang is a little bit weak for the Bumi market. Something that I told them that you need to look into. Okay? We need to, guys, correct or not? Survival market, you target small, every year shrinking. So many, 400 over players. The cake, the slice is very thin, very thin. So you need to grow. You need to grow your foreign market. We need to be innovative. Innovative. And we cannot procrastinate on change. Why? Whatever we think we are doing now, you as educators, you want to give, Taylor's is doing the same thing. Sunway is doing the same thing. Sagi is doing the same thing. Okay? So whatever ideas we have, you mustn't forget, Taylor's have the idea also. So we need to be daring to come to be the first, to dare change. That is what I'm trying to say. As educators, as academics in KDU, you are experts in your field, but you are also responsible in a way for survival of the organization. So if you have any ideas, any good ideas, knock on the door of your boss, sit down, explain to her or him, why don't we look into this? There is no bad idea. There is no bad idea. I just want to say that. Because if we dare not, now we say, hey, one day Taylors do it and they are very successful. They come out with a business program that's very successful. Then you think to yourself, Jasmine, actually, I thought of this idea. I thought of this idea 3 years ago. But you thought of it, there's no action. You see? So we need to. That is what I'm trying to put this here, just to explain to you. The field is crazy. And it's very dog eat dog. You understand dog eat dog, right? I still remember last time, there was one time when there was a price war. Sunway give discount, same program, A-levels, because A-levels no change, Taylors give more discount. One give 20%, one give 25%. KDU quiet in the middle, cannot do anything. Why? We cannot give the discount because our numbers are so small. For them, numbers are big, so the discount is divided, the cost of the discount is divided by the number of students. Ours, the number is so small. You give discount only, mati. You see, this is what's happening because it's a dog-eat-dog world. All right? Okay. Can we say that our business program in KDU is better than Sunway? Cannot. Can we say our computing program is better than Taylor's? Cannot. They also got their they also got accreditation, right? Not. They also got good lecturers, and some of them are your friends, right? Not. So are they good? They are good. Okay, they are. We have to accept the fact they are good, and some of them are even better than us. Okay, so that is where we need to be in a way to take that one up in this whole aspect of it. So students transitioning to university. So there are certain key areas here that I would like to touch. A lot of the students coming into university, coming into us, don't assume students come prepared. A lot of them don't. They don't come prepared. They come in expecting to be the same as Form 5, all right? And that is a problem. When you want them to do their own reading, when you want them to do research, people coming to class and none of them do anything, so you can be very disappointed. So how do you change that mindset? So you need to do that changing of mindset to them, all right? Now, independent learning styles nurture into students. I put that in, why? Because students, we need to nurture the independent learning style that teacher is not omnipotent, not the one that determines your success, but you need to be independent. I help you to succeed. Always remember that we help student to succeed, but student is the one that want to succeed. Okay, so student need to understand their A is because of them. If they think their A is because of you, they will blame you. If they don't do well, they need to understand that when they do well, it's them that did well. They study, I will help lah, but they study. Okay, so that is what it is, being independent and understand and accept responsibility for success. I'm not saying responsibility for failure. Huh? Students need to be responsible for their success. Once students are responsible for their success, then it will breed more success. That is general concept of OBE also, outcome-based education. Success breeds success. You see? And we create the environment to nurture this success. Once students are addicted to success, they want more. Their failure is a way of learning so that they won't make failures again, which they will, definitely they will. But failures are there for them to learn. But that is what it means, independent learning style. Assistance provided. We give assistance to student, but I put here how much and type expected. If you give student an assignment, do a report, and the student bring the question to you, sir, can you explain to me how to do this? Don't layan them. They don't even read, they don't even start working, and they really ask you how to do, help me to do. No, then if you help them, it's wrong. If student already, sir, I tried reading this, is this the approach you're looking at? Is this what you want? You help them. You see the difference or not? One student put no effort, zero effort, wanting you to help. You say, no, you do your reading first. Go and read. Go and do, what do you think it is? What angle do you have? Then they come. Once they come in with their first work or what they think, your responsibility is to help. That second part. The first part, cannot. If you start helping them at the first part, every time the student, Mr. Wong, Dr. Wong, Professor Wong, how to do this? Then you ask, okay, this is how you do, this is how you do. Their mind don't learn. Their mind don't learn. This is what it is. I put student transition assistant provided, but how much? What is enough? What is too much? What is too little? Understand? So we want to nurture that thought. Nurturing is a matter of a progression of the way we deliver. Okay? And unrealistic expectation. Students, sometimes they have this unrealistic expectation, oh, last time in SPM, I no need to study. I just last minute, I read the history book, I can score B. So now in college, university, so same lah. It is not. It is not. Okay, so they need to expect that it is actually different. So how to promote a smooth transition? What do we do to help students in this transition? Okay, make yourself accessible, of course. Your self-accessible means you tell students you can be contacted if you have any questions. However, draw the line. You must do your work first before you come and see me. And set the rule. You do not need to reply students after working hours. Understand? You can tell students any email after 4, you will receive a reply the next day. Set the rule. Up to you. This is up to you. You want to give student your mobile number, WhatsApp, it's up to you, but you set the rule. You know why? If you don't set the rule, you will get, some students don't sleep at 2 a.m. They message you, sir, ma'am, can you help me on this? What does this mean? You're sleeping, Suddenly your phone go tit, 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 and many of you know when phone ring at night, it's normally not a good sign. Okay? Emergency, right? So you may think it's some other emergency, so it will impact you. You draw the line. You have the responsibility to draw the line, but make yourself accessible. Students must know that the help is there, but what is the regulation? Understand? My suggestion is mobile phone, WhatsApp, up to you. I got no say. Other than that, communication is always official email only. Okay, that one I can instruct. I can tell you all. You must use your official email, your KDU email. That I can instruct. The other things is up to you all. Be friendly and enthusiastic, of course. Provide resource and materials to promote learning. Yes. Give students sources to take the next level. Let's say Jasmine teaches marketing. So the syllabus requires the 4 Ps. Example, 4 Ps: product, price, place, promotion. But today there is the 7 Ps. Okay, there is the evolution of the additional Ps due to the changing environment, but it's not required in the syllabus. But it is good for you to say, students, in our syllabus, there is the 4 Ps, product, price, place, promotion, but there is actually recently a development with the new 7 Ps additional 3. For your own reading and development, you can read this at this place. Give student option to better themselves. Okay? You no need to teach them that one. It's up to them one. Up to them one. This is called differentiating the men from the boys. You heard about the term. That means students, generally all students go to your class will pass if they pay attention. Students that do well, students that get a B are the one that will do revision and additional reading. Students that will, the one that will get A is the one that can prove to you that they did more work. That is the A student. Passing is not difficult, you know. Passing is knowledge and is knowledge. So basically all students, if they pay attention in your class, no need to study, can pass. That is how it is supposed to be. A student that don't pass the subject means they don't understand the basic fundamentals of the course. That's why they don't pass. They don't even understand the basic fundamentals. When you don't understand basic fundamentals, you don't pass. You understand fundamentals, you pass. You score higher if you can demonstrate higher level of learning. Okay? Encourage students to seek help. Okay, lecturers are critical to learning. You guys are critical for the learning of the student. All right. Encourage students to seek your help if they need. Don't let them sing. And I always like this part, the final part, feedback. Students need feedback, 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 feedback. They do work, you give them feedback. You give them feedback. Feedback is the only way that they will know whether they are doing a good job. Okay. Students that do well, even the students that score A in your report, they want to know which part they score A. Why are they good? They want to know why they are good so that they can use the same thing for other assignment. If the student do a report for you and then you say that you did very well because of your additional research that you have done, you demonstrated more reading. So students know that that is why they got A. So when they do other assignments, they will also do the same thing. And this is good for them. Understand? That is why feedback is critical. Feedback is critical. Now, feedback is difficult and time consuming for us. You teach 50 students individual report, you mark, then you give feedback. It takes time, you know. It takes time. Okay? But guys, please, this is important. This is very important. All right? Very, very important, the feedback part of it to the student. Okay? Expectations of an academic staff. We have a certain UOW Malaysia KDU has adopted set values guide. Okay, so the values that what we have are the 6 values earlier on that we said. So basically, what I want to stress here is we adopt these set values: integrity, courage, and so remember we talk about that, which guide the behavior of the staff. And these are values we expect our students to develop and refine throughout the learning at KDU. Okay, so we hope that when we practice this courage, integrity, and so on, our students eventually will also do the same thing. All right. Now, let me tell you, management has been stressing this so long. Dr. Horn, your boss, has been talking to staff non-stop. Prof Chong, Prof Yu have been telling values, values, values. The next picture will scare you. Now, let me show you this picture over. You can see this picture now. Okay, let me explain to you what is this picture. This picture is taken in UG, Selangor, where the staff, all the staff got this card. You all got card, right? This card can put money inside, can put money. And the money is for parking. All right, for staff basically use, and also student. Now, this machine is where you top up the money. Look at the photo. I took this photo and I was like, what kind of values do our people have? What can you say about the photo? What do you see in that photo? You see a machine.
Rubbish over there.
Exactly. Now, Kan Xiang, what is next to the machine?
Yeah, the waste bin.
Exactly. Since day one, the machine is next to the waste bin, or the waste bin is next to the machine. But you look at the bottom here. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 people who have top up the money, and when the receipt come out, it falls down. They just left it there. They just left it there. So guys, what I'm trying to say is this. Implementing values is difficult. You talk, say is one thing. The actual practice proof to you is something else. It's an uphill battle. It's an uphill battle, but don't give up. Don't give up. Okay, don't give up. We need to make sure that we instill in such a way and grow this company. A few years' time, I may leave the company. I will definitely leave the company eventually. All of us, someone will retire and so on. Jasmine may be the next DVC of UG. Wong, you may be the next DVC or VC of Penang. Picture that where you are creates starts off from where it was before. So we want to make sure that the whole environment, the whole principle and understanding, the concept is believed by all. There must be a community understanding of the values. That is the what that will make us UOW staff. Okay, and our behavior will always then flow on through to our students. If students see us pick rubbish, they will pick rubbish. If students see, let's say students see us take the receipt and throw it away, they will do. If students see teachers say, please, thank you, or I'm sorry, they will also use the same word. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay, so in today's session, I find that this, if you want to take away something, take away this key principle at the end of the day. All right, I've been here donkey years already, so sometimes I'm like singing to the choir. I joined KDU on 1st of January 2001, 010101. Okay, 010101. Before that, I was from another institution, another college. All right, I have seen it grow. I've seen the challenges. Okay, and sometimes I find that we have a good community, but a good community is only as good as the practice of the community. Okay. I also used to teach in Penang, no, Kan Xiang? Yes. One semester only I taught in Penang. One semester. Every Friday I teach. So I will take the 6:15 flight, go there, teach 2 subjects, and come back at take the 5 o'clock flight to KL. So every Friday. And let me tell you, there are a lot of people who do the same thing to Penang, because my first trip over there, second trip, after the third trip, you see the same faces, the same people taking the same flight. Same people. All right. So there are a lot of people who actually Kuala Lumpur, Penang on a weekly basis. Now, how will you be assessed? How will you be assessed? First, we have academic staff competency appraisal. Then we have key perform KPI, class observation, and teaching evaluation. Now, okay, sorry. Staff competency and KPI here will be done by your boss. Okay, so you all will set, basically this is under one, it sets on your a competency appraisal. Competency means your role. Jasmine's role may be a managerial role. Her role may be different from Kan Xiang's role. You're doing teaching, right? Or are you in operations and managerial? You're doing teaching, right, Kan Xiang? Teaching, huh?
Yes.
So yours may be a lecturer, senior lecturer. Jasmine may be more of a PL role or ADH role kind of thing. There is teaching involved also, but the percentage may be different. Hers may be 20% or 30%. Kan Xiang, yours may be 40%, 50%. This is called staff competency appraisal, because different people got different roles. So it's already set. Understand? So whether you achieve or not, you and your boss. KPI, key performance index, is set by you. Your boss will normally guide you by setting. Beginning of the year, it was like this. Kan Xiang, this is your KPI of the year. You are supposed to achieve this, that. Example, he will tell you, okay, Kan Xiang, I want you to do submit 2 papers this year, research paper lah. Okay, 2 papers in the year. So you do. Mid-year, in around June or July, depending on your boss, they will do a review of KPI. Review on KPI means they will see whether how much you have achieved. If the research, let's say Kan Xiang already done 2 papers in the first half, good lah. So your boss may say, since the final half, can I give you 1 more paper to do? Because you already achieved, so it could be this way, or it could be the other way around. Kan Xiang maybe in the first half couldn't do papers. Why? New staff doing a lot of teaching, doing syllabus, cannot do paper. So the boss, you explain to your boss, Dr. Lim, I cannot do because this first half I really very, very busy. So she said, okay, I change your KPI. You only do 1 paper. So it is an agreement. It is not fixed in stone. KPI is never fixed in stone. Why? Environment change. Who knew about MCO, COVID? It happened. Shit happens, they say. All right. So basically, this is what a KPI is. Key performance index. You set, you benchmark it, you evaluate, and at the end of the year, you do with your boss. You can be very aggressive. Boss, I want to do 4 papers this year. Your boss may look at you and say, no, 4 is crazy. Do 3 or do 2 enough. She can reduce your KPI, can increase. If you want to say, oh, in that case, I do everything minimal lah. If you put everything minimal, it tells your boss, minimal lah. You understand? So you need to strategize. Not everybody can submit papers. Jasmine can be very busy this semester, this year, because she's taking over a different portfolio, very busy. So she may not want to commit on papers. Next year, maybe she wants to commit. So this year, you runding with your boss. You runding to with Brian and say that, Brian, I do not want to be the main or the principal researcher. I will be a supporting, or I will be a second researcher. Let somebody take the lead. I will be inside there to assist. Can. But you need to communicate. Don't suffer in silence. Don't whatever your boss, okay, take, can. In the end, at night cannot sleep. Okay? Because it is you to achieve KPI. But it doesn't mean what you ask for, your boss will give you, she will runding. Because she know what you can do, or he knows what you can do. Sometimes you all undersell yourself. Don't undersell yourself. Okay? Don't undersell yourself. Faham? Understand about KPI, huh? Okay, now, class observation report. Class observation is eventually, TLC, we will do your observation before you all get confirmed. I will go into your class, I will sit in your class, and I will see how you deliver your class. I want to see what are the aspects of it and so on. Then after we do that already, we will sit down with you and give your feedback. 2, your head of school and also us. Your head will normally do first, then after that, we will do. Okay, so we just want to see after the head's feedback, were there any changes? And then after that, we will also give you our feedback. So it may not be me, it may be any of the TLC members. All right, Teaching and Learning Center members. Don't worry, we will just be very quiet at the back. Don't ask any questions, even if it's a virtual class. Okay. And of course, we have student evaluation. Student evaluation is done every semester. Every semester, students will evaluate the teacher. They will evaluate you all to see whether these things are done or not. Okay, so this is also very important for us to understand what is it and so on. Nothing to hide one. You can actually see the questions. You can ask your admin if you want to see the questions about student, about this class observation. Also, I can show you the question. Is it in my slides here? No, it's not in my slides here. I can also show you, no problem. Eventually, when we set the date of your evaluation, I will give you the form. I always believe the person being evaluated must see how they are evaluated. Correct. All right. It's like, come on, guys. When you want to give student assignment, make sure you give student the rubric, so how they will be marked. If you don't give, I knock your head. Cannot. Students don't know what to do. They need to know. Okay. Same thing. We will give you the form so you can see what is expected. Okay. Now, and then we have the teaching evaluation. Teaching evaluation is very important. It is done every semester, and then your head of school will talk to you if your grades are not up to expectation. Okay. All right, guys. Ken, following? Am I scaring you all? No, no lah. KDU is not that bad. We are a good family, and every family got argument one. Normal one. Where got family no argument one? Got argument one. But at the end of the day, we still have dinner together. That is important. Okay. Now, certain notes to bring back. See, my timing very good. It's 1:22 now. I didn't give you break lah. No choice. Don't blame me. Blame Mr. Wong. He got class. Okay, in teaching, what ultimately matters is not what is taught, but what is learned. Don't continue talking for hours without feedback. I know I can talk forever one. You hear me 1.5 hours. But every time I ask, do you understand, and so on. And I also see feedback from your faces. I get a lot of formative feedback. So in my class, virtual class, I ask you to on video one. Because I need to see your face. So what is learned is important. So if you are teaching a subject or the course or the topic that students don't understand, as I stressed before, use different strategies. If you need to sing to the student for them to understand, please sing to them. That's what I'm trying to say. All right, nyanyi. If it needs to be, it needs to be. If it works, it works. Because understand, students are beings, okay? And they are all unique. They learn differently, right? This is what. Number two, when we teach, what we teach and how we teach and how we assess ought to be aligned with the intended learning outcome. Whatever you teach, how you want to teach, and your assessment must meet with your CLO, your course learning outcome. It goes back. Every lesson got lesson learning outcome. Today, you want to teach this. Achievement of LLO will mean achievement of CLO. Achievement of all CLO will mean achievement of PLO and goes on. So that is how it works the other way around. Okay? All of these MPLO, CLO, LLO is assessed, is verified by the assessment. That is why assessment is very, very important. How can I say student achieve CLO? They must pass something lah. They must pass an exam, or there must be a report to say that they've done presentation or so on. That is why the assessment is critical. Assessment needs to align with the learning outcomes, and doing a legitimate good assessment is critical to ensure CLO is achieved. Assessment. That is why your exam papers are always moderated by experts. If Mr. Wong asked me to moderate his computing school, I cannot do. I'm not an expert. I cannot. Even though I may be the head of whatever department, but I cannot do because I'm not the expert. Jasmine's paper, maybe, because I am business background. Hospitality business, maybe. But not accounts. Accounts I cannot. But what I'm saying is Wong one I cannot. So this is very important. I want to stress on this. Okay? 3. The quality of teaching is judged by the quality of learning that takes place. You are a good teacher, you are a good educator. Base is judged by the what students learn. So when what students learn is the outcome-based education, right? So what is important is whether they can cari kerja or not in the right field. That is what makes us quality teachers. All right? By the quality of learning that takes place. So students' learning environment is something that they take home and they will take forward to their career. Whatever they do, the 2 years diploma or the 3 years degree is a journey for them. It develops them cognitive, and also as a good person, leadership skills and so on and whatnot. Okay, so your quality teaching is what learning that takes place, the learning of the student itself. Critical for us to know how we are assessed so as to achieve our goals. So, and finally, is the final part in your own self-assessment. You have, remember we talked about it, your KPIs and so on. You also have your students evaluating you. You need to know properly on how you are assessed for you to do well. You are like student lah, okay? You are like students. Students need to know how they will be assessed also mah, right now. So you need to know also. So you need to have the document, the rubric. You know what is the rubric? The rubric is the marking sheet lah. Your own marking sheet, how people will mark you is a rubric. Same, exactly the same. So that is how it is. All right. Terima kasih. We are done. 2:26, just nice. Now, feel free anytime. Jasmine, you are just around here. If you want to chat anything about teaching and learning, about your self-development academically, knock on my door, we can chat. Kan Siang, I'll be going up to Penang on the 16th of this month. I'll be there from 16 to 16, 17, 18, 19. All right. But 16 and 17, I'll be in Georgetown. And then 17 to 19, I'll be in Batu Kawan. So if you want to have a chat, feel free, send me a mail. I can sit down and have a chat with you. My office, I will sit down either with Michelle, or there is this room previously, the teaching and learning room that I will take lah. Okay, so feel free. We can drop by if you want to have a chat or whatever. I'll be there. Okay, all right. So lady and gentlemen, all right. So I hope it was fruitful. This is just a welcome, and I would like to say welcome to UOW Malaysia KDU. Grow with us. There is a lot of potential in this company. A company is like a family. Ups and downs you will experience, but we will always overcome it. We will always overcome it. All right? All right. Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Gregory.
See you. All right.
See you.
Bye.
Bye.
Have a good day.